Hello, my name is Nicole Crowder, and I am sitting here with three teachers from Campbell Middle School, and they're going to go ahead and introduce themselves.
My name is Elisha Owens, and I teach Spanish.
My name is Nicole Herring, and I teach Texas history.
My name is Olegario Vivas, and I teach math.
And Ms. Herring, go ahead and tell us why you decided to implement this special program for our Hispanic males here at our school.
I noticed that the Hispanic males have issues with discipline, with their grades. They lack confidence in speaking the English language and the pronunciation of the words. And so I started a soccer program because I felt like it would help them to achieve better confidence in themselves. It creates a greater community by fostering connections between the Hispanic males and other students in the school. So it grows their communication skills. They have to have passing grades in order to play, so they know that they have to put the effort into the classes if they want to play in the games. And with the discipline, if the students receive too many tardies, if they have DMC or are suspended for their behavior, then they're not allowed to play. And so in order to maintain their team, in order to hopefully get to the championships and win, they have to behave themselves in classes and in the hallways. They have to make sure that they're creating positive connections with other classmates and with their teammates, and they have to make sure that their grades are on par. And also with the program, it gets teachers involved because our program is volunteer. So teachers like Mr. Vivas come in and help us to foster those connections and make sure that those students are staying on task.
And Mr. Vivas, why did you decide to help with soccer?
To build better relationships. Because when we're in class, the children see us as just teachers. They don't think that we do anything other than just teach. They think that it's just like you're just a teacher, nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever they see us out there playing with them and helping them out, especially with something that they're interested in, because in class, especially with math, a lot of the kids walk into math not wanting to do math. You rarely see that one kid that says, "Yes, I'm in math class. I want to do this today," or "I've been waiting the whole weekend just to do some math." But they will talk about soccer. "I've been waiting the whole weekend so I can get back into soccer. I've been waiting so many days so I can start practicing and playing again." So you get that excitement from them, and then goes on to you. Then you get excited, and then it's like we feed off each other for the excitement for something that they like to do, and it's a sports, a sport that is widely known. So it's very, it's just like a family at the very end, because the kids that for some reason wouldn't listen to you at the beginning of the year or for whatever reason, now they're paying attention because now they want to be a part of it. They want to be part of what's going on, especially with the soccer. So.
Okay. And Ms. Owens, have you noticed anything in your Spanish classes concerning our Hispanic males since they've been playing in the soccer program?
Oh yes, the behavior has changed drastically. It's really good, actually. They come in, they're excited, they're motivated, especially when it's a game day. Even more practice days, but especially game day, because they know, hey, our teachers are going to come and see, and they want to show off their skills. But with them in the Spanish class, a lot of them already speak the language. However, they're in the class to improve their writing and their reading skills. And so at first it was kind of a struggle because they're like, well, I already know Spanish, I don't need to go through this. But once they started the soccer program, then they're like, okay, well, I have to do this because I have to keep my grades up. So it opened their minds, and then it made them be a little bit more focused in class, so it's easier for me to teach them. And so the buy-in's great. I mean, the kids, they're all working together. I do see a sense of community. They're working together now instead of yelling at each other, and you can just see that common interest. But behavior-wise, it's great. I've seen the connections that have formed between a lot of students who I would probably think they're not going to work together. They're not going to be friends. But because they're on the soccer team and they have to work as a team, then it translates and it comes into the classroom. So,
Okay. So you two are coaches. As coaches, do the teachers come to you guys whenever there's a problem with the student?
Absolutely.
And how do you deal with that? You first, Ms. Herring.
I get emails constantly through
Okay.
the season that say this student had a problem in class today, or this student didn't pass their test or they didn't turn in homework. We deal with that in the practice. They have to run extra laps, they have to do extra drills, they have to write a formal apology to the teacher for their behavior, they have to make up the assignment before they can play in the game the next Thursday. So we are very strict when it comes to their discipline and their grades, because without that you're not going to be successful in school. And so they can't be successful at soccer if they can't be successful in the classroom. Classroom always comes first.
Right.
How do you handle it?
Well, it's a huge motivation too, like the song. When the kids misbehave, they know there's going to be a consequence. So a lot of the times, they start to think about it. Is it worth it me not playing this next game because I want to, not behave properly? But whenever they start thinking about it and to start focusing better, and whenever teachers, do let us know, we do talk to them. We get to them. To as far as we get them thinking. So a lot of the times, sometimes they do things without thinking about it, and whenever we ask them, was this something they were supposed to be doing, they stop and they think, no, maybe I wasn't supposed to be doing any of this. But as far as definitely the extra drills definitely do help out with that. That they definitely think about it twice next time.
Right.
Yeah, we tell them, so and so came to us and said that this happened in class, so they know who's keeping track and
Right.
who's watching them, and they're very, very quick to apologize and to make sure that they're not repeating that behavior, because they want to play.
Mhm.
And they know, because our teams are so small, we only let them have 7 people on a team, so they only have 1 substitute. So they know, everybody has to be there, because unfortunately if somebody's sick, well then we don't have a sub.
Right.
Or, if somebody couldn't pass their class, well, we don't have a sub, and we don't let them borrow players.
Yeah.
So if they don't have enough players, they forfeit a game.
Oh.
And that loss means that they might not make it into the championship. So
So that's kind of a motivation
Absolutely.
tactic to make them want to behave well and play.
absolutely.
Okay, writing the
Ms.
letter,
Crowder, please report to Gator
writing the
headquarters
letter to the teachers
for a parent
what do
teacher
you think that
conference.
does
We also
for the-
need Coach
for the
Davis,
teachers.
Coach
I
Young.
think for the
Our Coach
teachers,
Robinson.
it lets
Please
them
report to
know
Gator
that the
headquarters
student
for a parent
takes their
teacher
behavior
conference.
seriously
Thank
and
you.
recognizes what they've done wrong. And hopefully it allows the teacher to understand that the student's making an effort to not do that again. I think it helps to foster the connection between the student and the teacher. Because again, the student is admitting to that behavior and saying, I know I did. And so hopefully the teacher sees that and can work with that and help to relate that to a better connection with the student.
Right.
Sure.
Okay, and do you feel like you're kind of a role model, you being a Hispanic male yourself, do you feel like you're a role model for these kids? And is that a lot of pressure for you, or
I mean,
do you enjoy being a role model?
they told me that before.
That you're a role model?
Yeah, I'm a role model to them, to a few of them. And, it feels good, and it's a motivation to me as well to keep
Mhm.
going back and to keep on doing, what I do for them. And it's, like I said, it's motivation for us both. It's a motivation for them to do good in school, to keep doing what they're doing. But yet again, it comes back around to me because they're feeding the energy, because now I feel like, maybe I shouldn't go today, but then like the kids are expecting me, so I should go, so it's that mentality that changes from should I be there to I need to be there, I must be there,
Mhm.
and then the kids see you there, whenever they see you on a daily basis, they start, just like, they're all happy to see you, they're like, hey, it's,
Mhm.
even on the hallways, when they're walking on the hallways from far away, the little hello, it feels good. It's that relationship building once again that just improves not just with my students alone, but with many students around the school. Because sometimes you build relationship with the other kids in class, and they'll listen to you in the hallways. If you tell them to do something, they'll do it. But the other kids that are not your students, sometimes they'll rebel, like, you're not my teacher, you can't tell me what to do.
Right.
But once we're in that setting, in the soccer setting, they get to know you, they get to see you, oh, you're one of the teachers here, oh, you're one of the coaches, so so it just expands our relationship building with other students that we would have never had contact with throughout the year.
Okay, and that's my other question to you two. It's kind of known that Hispanic males do have a hard time with females, you know, and, how do you guys see that? How do you handle that?
I haven't really seen that.
You haven't
in
seen
my
that.
classroom. And maybe it's because I teach Spanish, so that's already kind of a wow factor for them. Like, oh, you speak Spanish.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? You know.
Mhm.
So I haven't really seen that. I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
Okay, and you, Miss Henry, have you?
I definitely deal with it.
Okay.
Every season.
Mhm.
I actually request that the male coaches do most of the speaking to the players. I kind of hang back and deal more with the paperwork side. But this season, for sure, we made more of an effort to say, Miss Herring is a coach too, and what she says goes. So we're trying to push, you know, it's not just men that can make decisions. You have to listen to the females too. The female is not less or, you know, it was difficult in past seasons because they don't listen. And when I'm trying to get everybody organized and get everybody checked in and check grades and check discipline for the games and everything, and they don't want to listen. And I do think it is because I'm a female. But this year we made a lot of progress with it with a lot of the players. A lot of them at the beginning that were like, I'm not listening to her, and they just sit there and talk and carry on until a male spoke up towards the end of season. They're sitting there, they're quiet, they're being respectful as well. So I think that we were able to make some headway with that because we ride them pretty hard. If they're not respectful to the female in the room, they run extra laps. They have to do extra work. So
And see, with them doing all that in practice and in the games, we don't have to see as much of that anyways, because
So you
when they're
think
in
that
the
helps?
classroom, I think, of course, because they have to bring it back, they have to keep their grades, so they have to focus, so in order to do that, they have to listen. So whether I'm female or not, you know, I gotta keep this grade up. So if she's in the coaching position, they've already kind of went through that, so maybe that's another reason I don't ever really see it.
And you, as a Hispanic male, do you explain to them that it is important to listen to all females, not just males? Do you ever have to have that conversation?
Yes, definitely. I've had teachers who send me kids that work from the Zonkers that say, you know, this student's not listening to me. And we saw a pattern. The pattern was that with the male teachers, the kids were, you know, not misbehaving at all. But when it came down to the female teachers, they were going, just walking away, throwing their hands up, and just saying that they didn't care what she was going to say. And then when it comes to us, we definitely talk to them about that. You know, you gotta respect all your, all your others. You know, male or female. You know, we're here for you. You know, we're here to make sure that you learn. So we try to explain to them that it's not us we want to tell you what to do, but it's more of we are here for you. We want you to succeed. And it is not just this gender; it is both genders. You know, it is we're both trying to get you to be successful.
Miss, and both of you, what have you encountered any problems with the soccer program, like with administration or district? What kind of problems have we had with the soccer program? Because this is not a school-wide. The district does not have soccer in middle school, correct?
that's correct.
Right, so they only have it in high school.
Right.
So what kind of problems have you encountered with this soccer program, trying to keep it successful from administration or district?
And not so many problems from the district. In fact, we've actually had a lot of interest from other schools in the district about our soccer program here. Most of the problems come directly from administration. I submitted the paperwork this year in August. I didn't know the program was actually happening until a week before it was supposed to start. That was my biggest problem because there's a lot of preparation in getting to the program. There's advertising that has to be done. I have to get out the goals and set them up and make sure that I have all the parts. I have to order new equipment every year. And a lot of times I like to have these things done well in advance. And this year it was all sort of scrambled to the last minute. Our first game, there were no observers. It was just our players. And until I could get more of the paperwork submitted and completed, and then we were able to open the games up to more of the students to come and watch, which let us make money so that we can invest in next year's season. And so it's a lot of red tape. I guess you could say,
Yeah.
as far as the logistics go. We also had some issues this year with some of the students trying to trade teams. So at the beginning, they sign up to be on a specific team. They pick their own teams, they make a name. And as the season wore on, they sort of trade players. Hey, I want to go to that team, or I want to go to this team. Or so we've put some steps in place for next season to make sure that that's not happening. Because we've never had that problem before, and now it is. So every year something new, and we have to fix it for the next year. And so we're still learning and developing the program, but hopefully it will be very successful. And I want to eventually take it outside, so it's an outdoor program. And I want to eventually take it to other schools in the district, and hopefully we can start playing other schools instead of just being intramural.
But it is kind of getting out there, like you said, the other schools, because J.J. Watt, he just recently donated money, was it to Thornton and Truett?
I think Anthony was one of them.
Anthony, that's right.
And we tried to apply for that's again because the paperwork was submitted and not approved until the last minute. I actually started the application process with the J.J. Watt Foundation, but because the paperwork wasn't approved, I stopped.
Right.
And so I feel like my kids were robbed of any opportunity, you know, for the extra benefits, the extra money. I wanted to order some uniforms, that they could have official uniforms for the
Right.
finals and that sort of thing, and that money would have helped a lot. But that goes back to the problem with the logistics. You know, if other people can't check the boxes, then I'm sort of dead in the water.
So do you feel like administration knows that this has helped our Hispanic males, or do you think they're just like, it's just soccer?
I would hope that they see it. I think Dr. Henry sees the benefit, and I think that's why she pushes for it every year, and wants it to come back. I can't speak for the other administrators, but I do think Dr. Henry sees it.
Okay. And how do you feel about administration supporting this? Do you think they support it, and do you see it? You know, I know you're not a coach, but as a teacher, do you think that the administration and staff support the soccer program?
I don't think they support it as they should, but also kind of goes with the advertisement, like, Ms. Hannah was saying. I do see Dr. Henry buying in, and I see one of the other administrators, but overall, I don't see the administrators, not as much as our other sports, per se. And that just could be, like she said, I mean, she's gotta get through all the paperwork and get that advertisement out there, but.
And Mr. Davis, what do you see? Do you think from your point of view, staff and administration?
I've seen a few teachers attend the games, and for this, I don't know how it was last year, or
Ms.
the
Crowder,
years
please
past.
report to
But
Gator headquarters.
I did see
Ms.
Mr. Williams
Crowder,
and Mr. Lopez
Please
a few
report
times
to Gator headquarters.
what do you call it, to overlook the after-school program, you know, where there has to be an administrative president, and when they have them at a time, you know, like, I think there was one administrator per game that had to be the president, yeah.
Yeah, we also saw more volunteers from the staff this year, which was really nice. Hopefully we'll have even more next year. So.
Okay. All right. Well, I want to thank you guys for coming in and talking about this, and I appreciate the fact that you have seen the benefits of this. You know, I thank you for sharing, and thank you for, you know, sharing your thoughts about it. You too, thank you for, you know, trying to help and better our community for our Hispanic males. I don't know if you hear it a lot, but I do think that, you know, this program is a good thing that you all are doing. I personally, as a teacher, I have seen it as well. I think that it does help our Hispanic males, and I think that you are teaching them to be leaders in the community. You know, they're able to see how to work together, like you said previously, how to respect. Because as an African-American woman teacher, I have had problems with Hispanic males in the past. Like you said, I don't have to listen to you. You're just a woman, and so that's why I asked that question. But I think that what you guys are doing is really helping them. I really like the fact that you have them write the letters. I think that makes them take ownership and responsibilities for what they are going through. I mean, for what they're doing to their teacher. I'm sorry. So thank you so much for your time, and I appreciate you. Thank you.